I'm joined by founder Tim Bennett. Tim, thanks so much for having us here.
Well, thanks for coming out here. We're happy to host.
Tell us about what you do here at Bennett Compost.
So what we do is that we collect organic food scraps, and we collect it, we bring it back here, and we make it into compost. And compost, similar to a fertilizer, and make it so you can grow more delicious food that you can eat. You can compost again.
Full circle.
Exactly, exactly.
In addition to replenishing lost nutrients in the soil, composting also diverts food scraps from landfills.
When food scraps and other organic material breaks down there, they generate methane, and that's a harmful gas that contributes to climate change. And so composting is a way to avoid that.
Tim started Bennett Compost in 2009 when he was living in a South Philly apartment. He wanted to compost, didn't have a good way to do it, and couldn't find anywhere to take it.
Maybe there's something here. Maybe there are other people who are kind of like weirdos like me. And so I put $100 in a bank account, and I thought maybe I'll try to start a business.
Turns out there are lots of others looking to do right by Mother Nature. Bennett Compost currently picks up food waste from 5,700 homes and 80 businesses a week throughout the city of Philadelphia, rain or shine.
We actually do about 40% of our pickups each week are done via electric bicycles that go out into neighborhoods and do the collections, towing trailers behind them. That is a much lower emission operation that we do. Food scrap is then blended with wood chips and leaves, and those are then put on pipes that blow air into them. So we're just kind of creating the right environment for millions of tiny microbes and other microscopic creatures to break down the way it would in nature. We're kind of just managing and accelerating that natural process.
When the materials, the organics are composting, does that not produce methane?
Exactly. So because you're aerating it, what comes off of that is carbon dioxide, which is less harmful than the methane given the amount that's being produced.
On the back end, Tim and his team screen the finished compost to make sure it's as fine as possible.
This is what it looks like when it's gone through the screen, and you can see it's just small pieces of it. And this is, used to be apple cores and banana peels and celery stalks, and now it's compost to grow some more of all of that stuff.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Never thought I'd say dirt looked beautiful, but it does.
Yeah, you're getting the wrong kind of dirt.
And then it gets bagged. The city of Philadelphia will also get a big portion of the finished compost as part of its recent partnership with Bennett Compost. In exchange for being allowed to compost on site in this city-owned building rent-free, Bennett Compost will collect food scraps from recreation centers throughout Philly.
And rec centers are actually the second largest city provider of food after the school district. And they've had some estimates that each rec center might produce a ton of food waste over the course of a year. And there are 156 rec centers throughout the city and playgrounds. That's 156 tons of material.
Why is a service like this needed? Because composting is something that anyone can do.
It's not as simple as just putting it in a bowl and putting a top on. You do have to have the right mix and make sure it's getting air, but you're right, anyone could do it. Had I known about this 13 years ago, probably none of this would have happened, and I just would have tried this, which is something called vermicomposting, which is getting a special kind of worm that actually will do the composting in a self-contained container. We make it easy. If they don't want to or they don't feel like they can do it themselves, we're a solution there.
It is a bit of a commitment.
It's a little bit of a commitment, and it has the potential, if you don't do it right, to get kind of stinky.
Do you really want worms in the house? I don't. Hard to imagine, Tim started with just 9 customers. But he says as people learn more about climate change, composting was empowering. Like, they couldn't solve climate change, but they could actually do something to help with one 5-gallon bucket.
If a lot of people do a little bit, then you start to see bigger changes starting to happen.
Hi, I'm Shirley.
And I'm Regina Mitchell. For more videos like this, subscribe to WHYY.